Good morning. I've only been trying to make this introduction video, 4 times this morning? Excuse me. Anyway, good morning. My name is Ann, and welcome to Artistically Ann Past and Present. And I call my channel Past and Present because of the types of things that I do, which some are from the past and some are from the present. I like to stay busy with all kinds of different things. I have been knitting since I was about 7. I've been crocheting since I was about 12. And then pretty much any kind of craft thing that catches my attention, I've at least tried it. So we're going to be doing all kinds of cool things. I'm married. I have 3 grown children, 2 beautiful granddaughters, Emma, who is 6, and Charlotte, who will be 3. I live with my husband of 30 years this coming August, and our middle son, Matthew, who I don't know how we would get through everyday life without him, especially me. I am disabled. I have diabetes and a heart condition that has wreaked havoc, and I have some pretty significant neck and back difficulties. So when I'm at home, I spend most of my time in the bedroom, in my king-size bed, where I do most of my crafting stuff. But occasionally I find reason to come to the kitchen. And today I'm in the kitchen because I've got tomatoes. Beautiful, homegrown, ripe from the vine tomatoes that Matthew and I grew. So, the reason I'm sharing this bit of canning stuff, because I figure I've got enough for 2, maybe 3 jars. I'm trying to get away from buying the store-bought tin can stuff. I'd rather grow my own food. That way I know what's in it and how it got here, instead of the preservatives and things that they have to put in store-bought food. So this way, I don't have any additives in my tomatoes. No whatever number red color food dye, none of that stuff. In fact, the only thing that's going to go into these tomatoes is, what is it? I got my little recipe book here. It would be, for a pint, a 1/2 teaspoon of canning salt and 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, and I will be processing it with the water bath method. It's where you put it in a big, deep pot, and you put on your lids in your jars, and have 1 inch of water above your jars, and then these will have to process for, how long are we processing? Pints, 20 minutes. They will be at a full boil. So, right now though, I need to cut them up. Already been washed, and I wanted to show you all something that I discovered quite by accident. I'm using the lid to an ice cream bucket. We very much enjoy, those of you that are familiar with Food Lion, we love, love, love their chocolate ice cream. Probably the best chocolate ice cream I've ever had. But I needed something shallow but has a lip on it, because I don't want to lose any of the juices from here. That will go into the jars as well. So that's why I'm using the lid. Shallow enough I can use my knife, but high enough on the sides to catch the juice. So, ordinarily what you're supposed to do is you put on a pot with boiling water, and then you have sitting on the sidelines a bowl filled with ice. And it's suggested that you score your tomatoes with an X on the bottom. Then you drop them in the boiling water for about 3 minutes tops. Then you scoop them out of the boiling water, put it into the ice water. That stops the cooking process altogether, because we're not trying to cook them, we just want to remove the skins. However, I have by accident discovered that I can eliminate that step altogether. Now, this particular tomato is a little weird on the top, so I'm going, and that's the stem end anyway, so I'm going to cut this part off. And now, and I have on standby over here on the sidelines, let me cut off what I can save. Okay. Well, let me get this off there too. Don't want to waste anything. But I have this can here, and this I use to gather my daily food scraps that then go out to the compost bin outside, which is coming along beautifully, I'm happy to say. Okay, so now what I have to do is I'm going to cut this up into little wedges. And in a second I will show you why. Okay, that should be enough for demonstration. So I've got my little wedge here, still has the skin. If you start at this little pointed end, you can actually just peel off the skin. I'm just pushing with my thumb. And ta-da! I'm not wasting anything, and that goes into the bucket. And let's do another one. So I start at the pointed end, and you see how small the wedges are. So I start at the pointed end, and I'm just, you gotta make sure your hands are clean first. I'm just using my thumbnail and peeled it right off into the bucket. What I'm making is diced tomatoes. Okay, now that's where the flour was, I think. Every little bit goes in the bucket. So, loosen it from there, and then use my thumbnail and slide the skin right off. And it's just that simple. Does it take a little longer? I mean, you still have to wait for the water to boil. And then you have to stand there and keep an eye on everything and watch the timer, because you don't want to have them in the boiling water too long. You're not trying to cook them. And it's okay if it breaks off. This is one of those pieces I cut off of that wonky end, the stem end. But I don't like to waste things, so just get the skin off of this one. Almost got it. There we go. That was a little tougher up on that end. Here's another salvage piece. But as much as I don't like wasting stuff, that includes time. But by the same token, most of the time I got nowhere to be anyway. So, I guess time is relevant, right? So, that's my little trick. And then all I'm doing is slicing them up. Those haven't been done yet. So I'm making diced tomatoes. Seeds and all. We don't care. It's just going to go into spaghetti sauce and homemade chili and all that kind of stuff. So, a few seeds never hurt anybody. However, I did make an interesting discovery when we were out working the mulch pile. I have two sections. One's a little higher than the other one. Came with the rental property that we are currently renting. And lo and behold, amongst the weeds were 6 green bean plants and about 8 or 9 tomato plants. Don't know how they got in there because we didn't plant them. And only today did I finally pull my pea plants out of their containers. I'm having to do my whole vegetable garden in 5-gallon buckets because for whatever reason my landlady won't let me have a traditional garden. Don't ask me why. Especially when we're on about 2.5 acres and we've got a 2-stall horse barn. We used to have a horse in it. So we're on basically a little small farmette, if you will. But I can't have a garden. Go figure. Alright, what do you do with my paper towels? Hold on a second. Put them out of reach. Oi! Oi, oi, oi. Here we go. Oh, it's a new one. Didn't even get it started yet. Alright. Put those there where I can reach them. So, anyway, this is what I was all excited to show you guys. Was you can either blanch them in boiling water, dunk them in ice water to cool them off, and stand there and peel them. Or you can sit in a nice comfy chair at your table with an ice cream bucket lid and a sharp knife, and you can peel your tomatoes with your thumb, chop them up, and then pour everything into some sort of a glass bowl, which is what I'm doing. And see, I've still got all the juice in there too. See that? There it is. So, that's it for this video. I thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. I hope you will subscribe and come back often. I'm going to try to do something at least once a day or every other day. And you never know what it's going to be. So thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Ta-ta for now.